what is going on. Good morning. Not what is going on. Good morning. See, I got this right here is kind of breaking up the whatever. I forgot to charge my cameras. I left them on. So now we are doing it from the laptop, but it's really good. The video quality is really good. So if you're here for the live, welcome in. If you're here for the replay, well, you can scroll until you start seeing some shit come up, and then we can have a discussion there as well. Like everything in the beginning, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button, especially over on YouTube. YouTube loves the little likey likes, so let's smack the like and let's get into it on some truth today, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we are going to do. I just want to pull up this one headline right here that I thought was absolutely hilarious. What do we got here? Ottawa keeps spending on influencers. Liberals say it's about stemming disinformation. $1.7 million spent on influencers and influencer marketing campaigns. Well, I can gladly tell each and every one of you beautiful people that are here today, we are a 100% supporter-sponsored channel. And what's funny is lately I've been hearing that I get paid. I'm getting paid by Russia. I'm getting paid by politicians. I'm getting paid by everybody. It doesn't make much sense to me. When in all reality, the left, they're the ones that are paying their influencers. That's quite interesting now, isn't it? It's very interesting that that's what they're doing. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna keep doing the content whether they like it or not, and they can keep spreading their falsehoods because that's what they do, and we will keep telling the truth because that's what we do. We're really excited about that. So let's move into this next one here. What do I got for you guys? We got Rachel Notley. Did you guys see this? I hope you guys actually did see this. So first they came for trans people. Then they came for the unionized workers. Next, it was judges. Now it's immigrants. If you think that you or someone you love won't be next, you're sorely mistaken. Wow. The fear-mongering in that is insane. UCP voter, NDP voter, pro-environment, pro-business, rich or poor, these things don't matter. What matters is that we have the moral strength to call out this vile, divisive tactic by this premier. And she goes on to talk a lot of shit. But this is the other graphic. Danielle Smith making racism great again. That's from Rachel Notley. That's from the ex-premier of the province. The premier that was ousted. The premier that Albertans said after 4 years, no more. No thanks. And spreading this racist rhetoric. That's disgusting. That's absolutely, utterly disgusting. But we can move into this video. Check this out.
I had a eureka moment. It all makes sense. I know what Danielle Smith is doing. Oh, I know what she's doing. Here's the thing. Most Albertans don't want to separate, but you know what Albertans are? Racist. I'm sorry, Alberta, a lot of you are quite racist. And not in like the mass deportation, I hate humans kind of racist, but in the like, I'm going to say a racial slur because you cut me off in traffic.
Be quiet, please. Now you're allowed to have your freedom of speech. Okay, you're allowed to have that. You're allowed to have your freedom of expression. Sorry, we don't have freedom of speech in Canada, but you're allowed to have your freedom of expression. But you don't speak for all of Alberta. You don't speak for Albertans, and to come out and label all of us racists just shows that when Rachel Notley comes out and puts a post like this out, people like you.
And I'm going to mutter under my breath.
People like you literally got a job and literally fall kind of for it. It's disgusting. And it's uncalled for. And it's divisive. And it's got no place in society. Fast forward a little bit. Because, you know, when people like Rachel Notley come out and have rhetoric like this, you know, NDP supporters, and only that, politicians like Edmonton City Councillor, right? Michael Jan's YEG on Instagram, that looks like it's from, posts this graphic. Protect yourself from the menace. The Ku Klux Klan is anti-Jew, anti-Negro, anti-Catholic, anti-foreigner, and anti-labor. That is an elected official. Screen grab this. Copy this if you want. You know, I don't care. Share this. And if you're in Edmonton and you don't appreciate a city councillor, protect yourself from the menace. The Ku Klux Klan is anti-Jew, anti-Negro, anti-Catholic, anti-foreigner, and anti-labor. You got to be absolutely kidding me here. You got to be kidding me. That is insane. Insane that we are allowing this. So what does Danielle Smith, our premier, she was asked about this in the presser. What does she have to say about it? Let's take a look.
Today, Rachel Notley and Thomas Lukaszuk have thrown out accusations of Nazi tactics when referring to this immigration approach. Could you comment on that as well, please?
That's gross. Like it's just disgusting. Any mention to, if you're going to call somebody a Nazi, you better be referring to the Holocaust and the devastation that caused to the Jewish people. That is disgusting language, and it should never be used. If they want to have a serious conversation about immigration levels, let's have it. That's what a referendum is all about. And quite frankly, as I've mentioned, this is the same kind of policy that was affirmed last week by the federal government when it came to saying that temporary foreign workers should have private insurance when they arrive. It's the same policy that already exists in Ontario. And we are asking Albertans if they want to have a system that puts Albertans, citizens as well as permanent residents first when it comes to taxpayer-funded programs, and then have reasonable premiums and the ability of those who are temporary to access the programs with their own resources. But that kind of language has no place in this debate.
Thank you.
Why are they even saying shit like this? Why are they even talking like that? Right? Why did Rachel Notley, Thomas Lukaszuk of the Forever Canadian petition come out and label Danielle Smith a racist? It's because this is the slogans of the left. This is how they get the elderly enraged. This is how they get the people that suffer with mental health conditions enraged. It's all about character assassination. That's what it is. I deal with it on a daily basis. They don't like my freedom of expression, so they attack my character. They want to assassinate it. Because I have a voice, I have a reach, I have an audience. If they can find something and label me some way, they might think that somebody out there might not support me anymore because of that. It is identity politics. It is disgusting. It's got no place in our society, but it has turned into be the common tactic of the left. Right? This is what they do. This is exactly what they do every single day, day in, day out. Danielle Smith, I want to touch on that. Danielle Smith did not call for mass immigration to Alberta. That's what the left is going with. That's what Naheed Nenshi, Raki Pancholi, that's what Janice Irwin, Amanda Chapman, that's what those people on the NDP side are doing. She didn't call for that. She wanted economic migrants. She wanted doctors, mechanics, engineers, nurses. That's what she asked for, because those people come into our society. They make a good wage. They pay good taxes. They take probably less from the system than which they contribute to the system, like most of us middle-class people do, right? Most of us, we are happy to a certain extent if our tax dollars go, to certain areas of the system. We understand that. But when we're taxed on a federal level where we are and on a provincial level where we are, and then mass immigration flowing in is actually hurting your social systems. We just seen it. $1 billion is being spent on not even immigrants, refugees. $500 million alone in education. Well, your kids go to school. They deserve a good education. But because of the mass immigration strategy of Trudeau-era policies now taken over by Carney, and they love to scream that healthcare and schools and everything is a provincial thing. They're right. But it's also affected by federal legislation, which we've seen. Danielle Smith called for economic migrants. That's what she wanted. It's not what she got. She didn't get that even at all. So they're trying to chastise her and say, she was wrong. She was wrong. Look at everything No, she actually wasn't wrong. She called for more economic migrants, didn't get that. Now we can't keep up. And I wonder why. It's almost like they want to dismantle Alberta one by one, piece by piece, and that's exactly what's happening. It's disgusting. So what is hateful rhetoric like this with the Edmonton city councillor, with the Ku Klux Klan logo, Rachel Notley, racism, making Danielle Smith making racism great again. What does that bring? What kind of stuff does that bring? Stuff like this. When a situation in Tumbler Ridge happens, mass shooting by a trans person, I'll just say it, right? Mental delusion, right? Mental instability, giving children hormones when they don't need them. And they go and they shoot up a school. My hearts and prayers is always with Tumbler Ridge and what they're going through. They're not even out of the woods yet. They're not even close. A little girl named Maya in Vancouver just got emergency surgery. My thoughts and prayers are obviously with her. Show her some love and support, guys. Really, really do. But this is the reality of the tragedy. Is when you have leaders, so-called leaders out there and social media people out there screaming racism and trying to assassinate character and trying to just demonize the conservatives so much, you get this. Tumbler Ridge shooting victims' family cancels celebration of life after threats. Do I got to read that again for you guys? Because I will. Tumbler Ridge shooting victims' family cancels celebration of life after threats. That pisses me off. And I know it pisses you off too. You guys aren't happy with that. Thank you to everyone who's reaching out. We want everyone to know that we're all fine. We've been moved to a safe location. Oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry. My bad. Jeez, Louise. I don't think I have it. That's okay. But the family did post. Let me see if I have it, guys. Oh, no, this is it. Sorry. I got it. Thank you to everyone who is reaching out. We want everyone to know that we are fine. We've been moved to a safe location and our home is being looked after / protected. Police are well aware of the situation and they're helping us through this. We are so sorry we had to cancel Kylie's service today. We saw how hard everyone was working on it. From what we are hearing, we are at least the third family of the deceased to be harassed or threatened by people from their past since this awful tragedy took place. Like we aren't dealing with enough already. That's what hateful rhetoric, like the Thomas Lakazics, the Rachel Notleys, the Janice Irwins, the Nahed Nenchis, would you come out and you point at a population, you point at a certain group, and you say that we are racist, homophobic, transphobic, bigoted, because we are telling facts. It's not transphobic to say that a child needs mental health help. That's not even close. It's not even a little bit close. You guys have blood on your hands. And I'm not saying maybe in Tumbler Ridge, but in future attacks, in any other attack moving forward, it's your hateful rhetoric. And I'll call it the CBC, the CTV, the global news. All of you are sick, twisted. You're not journalists. You're propagandists. You're not politicians. You're people who want to spread hate every day to demonize us. And that's how you actually think you're going to win an election. That shit might work other places, but that shit does not work here in Alberta. You're barking up the wrong tree. And quite frankly, I can't wait for an election. I can't wait. Because Nahed, you're going to have to talk to me. Janice, you're going to have to talk to me. Amanda, you're going to have to talk to me. All of you are going to have to talk to me. I'm going to be such a thorn in your ass that you are not going to be able to ignore the facts. I will be at your events. You can throw things at me. That'll be great content. You can hurl names and insults at me. That'll be great content. You can harass me or you can assault me. That'll be great content. Because we are going to show what your side is. It's not love. It's not unity. It's not inclusiveness. It's hate. It's hate. It is full-blown hate, which causes tragedies like Tumbler Ridge to happen. And unfortunately, we have not seen the last of it, which sucks. It absolutely sucks. Man, I get passionate about that. And then you move into, Alberta teachers. I want to show you this graphic. This is an Alberta teacher. I removed their head because that doesn't matter. But this is an Alberta teacher at school, at work. Look at their laptop. Look at the hoodie that they're wearing. Political propagandist. Alberta funds public schools. A nice little hoodie, right? I wouldn't encourage any of my listeners to wear my clothing to schools. Dress like you're supposed to dress as a teacher. Not like that unlearn whatever. Dresses like a 16-year-old boy as an adult. That's weird. That's really weird. Teachers used to be a position of authority where they, you went in and they were a position of authority and they dressed accordingly and professional and you felt like you were in a professional setting. Now it's just absolutely a joke. A joke. But look at the laptop. Free Palestine with a QR code. I wonder how many kids are hitting that QR code and getting politically indoctrinated into that. This is a teacher's laptop in Alberta. And I have to remind you guys, smack that share button for me. The subscribe button, the like button. Right now, we're about halfway through of this live stream. People need to see this stuff. It's great and all that you guys come and join me every single day, and we love that. But people will be able to watch us after the fact if you guys go out and share. And that's what we're after. We need to get this information out there because we're done with CBC. We're done with Global. This is somebody's teacher. This is how he goes to school. This is on his laptop. Kids see this every day. That's crazy. It's insane. It's unacceptable. It's not called for. Something needs to be done about it, and we're going to. I want to pull into Mexico now. You guys have seen what's going on in Mexico. One of my most favorite places to visit is Mexico, right? And I know it's for a lot of you people. The people are amazing, right? The people are amazing. They're loving. They're caring. They're awesome. They're polite. They want to help. They're hardworking. Love the people of Mexico. Love them. Well, they went and they got El Mancho, the head of a cartel, one of the largest cartels in Mexico, killed him, got his son immediately after attacks took place. Attacks. I have followers keeping me updated right now in Mexico. Planes that were going to Mexico yesterday landed in Puerto Vallarta, refueled, and passengers weren't allowed to get off. They actually came back to Canada. What a shitty vacation that is. But I'm glad everybody is safe back on home soil, and hopefully we can figure out this mess and get Canadians home as well. I'm going to show you this picture. I don't know, or this video, if you guys want to see the video. Give it a watch. While you guys are watching, please hit that subscribe, like, share. We appreciate you. And this is the cartel rolling up on a gas station in Mexico and setting it ablaze. How'd you like that? Hey, that's how they rolled up. That's how they rolled up. And they were doing this all over Mexico yesterday. All over Mexico. It was not just isolated to Puerto Vallarta. Guadalajara airport was shot up. The Puerto Vallarta airport, people started running onto the tarmac. Taxi cab drivers were hurt, were killed. They set buses on fire in the streets. You guys, it's all over the place, right? It's crazy. So I'm going to show you this next video, and then I want to talk about it. Check this out.
Pura gente, señor Mencho. Señor de los gallos. ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Pura Grupo Lee! ¡Pura Grupo Lee! ¡Señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Lee! ¡Pura gente del señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Lee!
So that's pretty crazy, right? That's not the Mexican military. That's the cartel. That's the cartel. That's not an organized military. That's not a government military. That is the cartel. So, you know, a lot of people think of cartels of like street gangs, thugs, right? Hats on backwards, you know, the white tennis shoes, you know, pants off their ass. No, not in Mexico. Not in Mexico. These are organized militias. They are special forces. They know what they're doing. They have armored vehicles, dressed in camo, bulletproof vests, high-tech military equipment. So when the Mexican government goes to war with the cartel, it is a military and a military, not a military versus street thugs. So I've been getting comments from even followers of mine. Stop telling people not to go to Mexico. I'm sorry. I didn't tell people to go to Afghanistan or Iraq or Syria when militaries were fighting other militaries. Now, in any war, they're going to try to keep civilian casualty. But is it worth it for a nice sunny beach? I just had a guy email me this morning. He's a follower, longtime follower. He's set to go to Puerto Vallarta tomorrow, I think. He's going to Dominican. He's like, nope, it's not worth it, because it's not worth it. Right? So people are angry, upset. One guy actually got very upset with me. He's like, I got like 10 Airbnbs down here. Oh, so it's about money that you don't want me to warn people. Okay, no, that's not how I operate. I'm unfollowing you. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. That's okay. If I were you, I wouldn't be. So I was planning a trip to Mexico in November with my my wife and my brother and sister-in-law. We've now switched. We're not going to go. That simple. You know, and this could be all done and over by November, but no, I'm good. I'm good. So you do whatever you guys want to do. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, but that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. So you guys seen the fires, right? You've seen what's going on. I've shown you the explosions. Let's look at Heather McPherson. If you guys don't know who Heather McPherson is, she's the NDP member of parliament, so federally, for Edmonton Strathcona. Right on, Heather. What did she have to say? Heather, this is yesterday. I can't even believe this, that she actually said this. But then you realize the messenger and who it's from, and then you can't understand. You kind of know who it's from. Many Canadians, especially members of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, are in Puerto Vallarta, where violence has quickly escalated. A shelter-in-place order is in effect. Please stay vigilant and consult the Government of Canada travel advisories for Mexico. I'm going to read it again because that's kind of what we do here. Many Canadians, especially members of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community. So this could have been easily done by saying many Canadians are in Puerto Vallarta. Heather, you didn't have to bring in 2S LGBTQIA plus. You didn't. And it's shit like this why the LGB people are not giving in to the 2STQIA plus bullshit. Because they're not. They're not that. And what's up with the especially? You are a elected, sitting, federal member of parliament. So representation goes to, and with that comes great responsibility. You work for Canada in the House of Commons. You work for Canada. And your first statement after something like this is happening, well, people are, they're scared. They're running for their lives. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. Your first thing is, I'm going to gain political points with the gays. Well, the LGBs think you're insane for doing this. And the 2S TQIA plus people, of course, they're going to be like, oh, that's so nice of her. We are more important than everybody else, so it's good for Heather McPherson. So remember that next time you run into Heather McPherson as a reporter or as a private citizen, maybe ask her, what was that about? Because that's insane. That's absolutely insanity. It's gross. Gross. We're using that word a lot today. Insane. And gross, unprofessional, manipulative. Like, it's the leftist tactics. It's messed up. All right, moving into our military. Now, before we start with our military, I appreciate all the men and women in the armed forces. Many of my followers, you guys know who you are. You guys send me DMs all the time telling me what's going on in the armed forces. And I feel for you guys, people that are 10, 12, 15 years in. They've seen both sides of it. They've seen Stephen Harper eras. They've seen Justin Trudeau, now Mark Carney. And they're like, wow. Wow. General Jenny Kerrigan, Canada's ready for war and is modernizing its defenses to meet new global threats. Does modernizing defenses include tampons in bathrooms? I'm asking for a friend. That's who I'm asking for, because this is gaslighting Canadians. Right now, the military is experiencing the lowest recruitment rates possible. How can you, this is an oxymoron, how can you be ready for war and experiencing the lowest recruitment rates ever? What causes low recruitment rates? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what causes low recruitment rates? I could tell you. Having a woke military who's not ready for war will cause low recruitment rates. Having abysmal salaries, substandard equipment, terrible leadership, making it woke as shit will make you not ready for war. And then the icing on the cake, putting tampons in bathrooms, well, that'll mess everything up, won't it, for recruitment? So this is the Canadian military, top brass, General Jenny Kerrigan telling us, hey, don't worry, Canada. We're ready for war if something happens. No, you're not. You're not. Fort Bragg has more military members in it, or close to, than all of Canada's military. So there's that. So that's, yeah. I don't even know. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on that. Okay, we're going to move to the comment test section really quick here, guys. We're going to see what comments you have, so get the new ones in if you have them. And yeah, we will see let's see what kind of comments we've had in here. I read this from John. I read this morning that Cartel took over the prison in Puerto Vallarta and killed some people and released a bunch of prisoners. I did not hear that. I will take a look at that. You wouldn't pay me to go to Mexico. I still like it. I'm just going to wait for everything to die down, wait a year, maybe 2 years, and I'm going to go back. Because like I said, I do like the Mexican people. I really do. We go to Cancun Thursday. We aren't deciding until we hear more. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I got a lot of good friends up there. Hopefully they're all okay and the families are okay. Absolutely. Let's see if we got any new. Here we go. My dad would be ashamed of the military now if he was still alive. He served in the Air Force for many years. I think we all have that, right? We all can see that now, that we have somebody in our family member who served. And the thing is like, my wife comes from a military family. My wife was on a military base. That's where she was raised, right? She knows the ins and outs of the military. Yeah, it's insane what's happening right now. It's insane. Oh, all right. Well, there we are, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show this morning. I hope the show was exactly what you guys wanted. And like I said, subscribe, share, like. YouTube loves the like. So if you're watching over on YouTube, smack the like button. And I just want to remind you guys, we are a 100% supporter-sponsored channel. That's what we are. We rely on your support. That's exactly what we do here every day. I don't take a dime from anybody. Now they want to hate on me because I don't take billions of dollars, right? Like the CBC, who literally works against us every single day. And this is how we keep this momentum going. My website, bertaprowddad.com. Wear your opinion on your sleeve. There's something there's something there for everyone. Whether it's stickers, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, ladies apparel, it's all over there. You can even get candles over there. So we appreciate each and every one of you who does support the channel. Links in all of my bios, or you can go to bertaprowddad.com. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.